Lazo yetu Kosi sigelela.
We are now joined by Nkosi Zwevelile. He is the chief of Mvezo, Mandla Mandela, to speak to us about the loss that South Africa has encountered in the passing away of Minister Collins Chabane. Dada, all the way from Mvezo, you have come here today to pay your last respects. What did this man mean to you personally?
You know, former Minister Collins Chabane was a very disciplined and loyal cadre of the movement. Very respectable individual, and we as young people in the organization always looked to him for his sense of humor, his discipline, and also his wisdom. It is very rare, particularly in the younger generation, to see people that are very respectable, very tolerant, and understanding of each other's differences. So in us being here, we want to say that he was a really remarkable leader. We learned a lot from him, and I hope that particularly young people can draw lessons from the nature and the character of the man he was.
I'm glad you speak about the lessons. In your position as a leader of your stature, what sort of lessons do you think you can glean personally, and we as South Africans, from Mr. Collins Chabane?
I think one is really that we ought to be tolerant of one another. We may differ in many ways, but we should be able to listen to one another, give each other a space and opportunity to be heard, and also listen to another's input. In recent times, we are seeing impatient people, particularly the young leaders of our country, that can draw lessons out of Collins Chabane, because he was one to sit in meetings quietly listening, taking down notes, and when he responded, you would really gain value out of his contribution. And I hope that many South Africans throughout the country this week have taken an opportunity to look at the remarkable leader that he was and his contribution into the struggle of our people.
Having recently gone through a loss of your own as a family and of course as a nation through the passing of Utata Nelson Mandela, what words of comfort would you like to give to the family in mourning today?
Their pain is our pain. My grandfather was born South African, belonged to the African continent and to the world in its entirety. As much as Comrade Collins Chabane belonged to people of this region, to South Africa, to Africa, we will ensure that his contribution to the betterment of our people will never be forgotten. I want to say to his family that this, as sudden as it might have been, it is the will of the Lord, and they should release him and hope that they have, in the time they spent with him, learned lessons as much as we have, because he was indeed a remarkable leader. And I hope he was, as much as in the family, a remarkable husband and a remarkable father. As we've seen in the week, the tributes that have been paid to him, he's really an inspiration of our country.
We thank you so much, Nkosi siyabulela kakhulu, and of course condolences not only to you but also to the family, to South Africa, to the ANC movement, and of course those in which any way, shape or form were affected and touched by the life of Utata Collins Chabane. Well, we continue with our special